Last time, on the Incorrigible party. On his own, Rumpke meets with Gilgroy and learns that it may only be a matter of time before the names Tim and Rumpke are directly connected, as well as confirming what was suspected, that Brick had a hand in killing Hellcrux's mentor from his time in Storm's End. Rumpke manages to stumble home before feeling the beginnings of Stupor withdrawal, and joins Happy Lilton in suffering the effects. Rumpke, after returning to the keep and, shifting into experiencing these withdrawal symptoms, attempting to lay down, get some rest, and get through them, the next couple hours pass after meeting with Gilgroy, and it seems like you and Happy can't seem to get any proper rest, both kind of tossing and turning through this ebbing withdrawal pain, right, as it kind of intensifies for short bouts and then lessens just ever so slightly. It does seem that in addition to the headaches, the nausea, and the racking stomach pain, insomnia is yet another symptom that the two of you are experiencing because of this withdrawal. So it's like a couple hours passing, and finally, like, Happy, he's just kind of like huffing and groaning. Mr. Rumpke, are you awake?
Yeah, I can't sleep. Terrible stomach pain right now. What? How you feeling?
Awful as well. Miss Togglesprocken attempted to give me some kind of tea to help things earlier, but I'm afraid they didn't do anything for me. They may even have made things worse. I don't know if you... Perhaps it'll help you.
I'm up for about anything right now. Where is it?
And it's kind of... He picks up like a cold, like bone cold cup of half-drinking Mineralis petal tea, and he'll kind of like, slide it across the floor to you. So, what Opal did for Happy is like a creature going through withdrawal once every 24-hour period, or every once a day, basically. Another creature can try to aid the creature going through withdrawal. So Happy, I'm going to consider this Happy doing that for you right now. Now, keep in mind, Happy failed his first withdrawal check, of course, so he too is experiencing disadvantage on wisdom ability checks and saving throws, just like you are, and he also can no longer remove levels of exhaustion via a long resting. So he's in a kind of worse shape, but he's trying to like offer you basically what Opal offered to him. Didn't seem to do anything for him, but maybe it'll be a different story for you.
Okay. I'll sort of grab the cup, mug, or whatever it's in and look at it and sniff it. Does it have any kind of off-putting smell, or?
It's actually kind of sweet smelling. It's very kind of a similar smell to like the flowers themselves. So it doesn't like smell bad. You can definitely see like, it's like if you were to drain the liquid, you'd get like reading the tea leaves kind of thing that would be, smushed and mortar and pestled flowers at the bottom of this cup. Perhaps some of the, it's settled a little bit, right? Almost this, not quite a full like water and oil separation, but you maybe have to give it a bit of swirl, like you say, and kind of mix it back up a little bit, like stir it a little bit. So Happy gets to make a DC 15 medicine check. Again, that is a wisdom ability check. He does have disadvantage on this. Now, I gave Opal advantage on hers because of this tea, so I will give Happy the same benefit. So he's going to make a straight medicine check because it's going to cancel out that disadvantage. Unfortunately, that is only an 8.
Alright, so I'll swirl it around, sort of mix it up a little bit, like you say. Look at it and just take a small little sip to see if I can sort of hold it down, because I've obviously have terrible stomach issues right now, so I'm afraid if I just drink it really quick, it might all come right back up. If everything seems to be good as I take that first swig, then I'll look over at Happy and go, well, maybe you just didn't drink enough of it, and I'll down the whole thing.
As you take that first sip, like the taste immediately reminds you of the 2 doses of superior stupor that you've had. It's like when you taste like maybe you're like tasting a navel orange versus tasting like a mandarin orange, like it's so close, like the taste is so close, but there's clearly a difference, something missing perhaps in this case compared to this crushed pedal brew versus the like fully like manufactured superior stupor that you've had. Even so, though, like you down the cup, and just same thing that happened to Happy. A half a sec later, 5 seconds, it's settled, and suddenly like gurgle, and it just comes right back up after you've tasted it.
All right, I'll sort of as I do, I sort of roll over the other direction away from Happy, hurl it up on the floor a little bit, and then lean back, taking a deep breath. I ain't drinking that again.
No, it was honestly fine going down, but coming up was quite vile. And like with quite a bit of effort, Happy props himself up, then like pushing himself into a seated position on his vomit-encrusted bedroll. Oh, look, I don't know how much more of this that I can take. We have to do something. I think I have a perhaps bad idea.
You know where to get some stew?
Well, I happen to know a guy. He was on my beat as a city guard. Every time I would encounter him, he was always holding some type of contraband, stupor included.
I mean, like this. Is there? You think we could talk to him, find out maybe if we just take a little bit, just to ease it a little bit, so we're not so sick, but work our way off of this stuff. I don't think this is something we want to be addicted to here.
Oh, sure. Yes, of course. Just a small little taste. Yes. We can pay him a little visit. Maybe shake him down. I mean, I'm not opposed to roughing him up if completely necessary.
This is a friend of yours, you say?
Oh no. This is the city guard and a criminal relationship I'm speaking of here. I bust him all the time.
Oh man, it's not a great idea, but oh god. If it'll help a little bit, maybe we can just try to talk to him first, yeah?
Yes, of course. He has a bit of a strange name. They call him Pickled Perry. Generally, as I understand it, they call him that because he likes to dip into his own supply more often than he sells it. But he does deal.
Maybe we talk to old Pickled Perry there and find out, how people get off of this stuff. Don't let him know we're on it yet. I mean, you think we can keep a straight face here?
I am a virtue of stoicism, I assure you. Now, do you happen to have perhaps some type of weapon that I may be able to defend myself if things get sticky a little bit? Sometimes Pickled Perry can be a little aggressive.
I believe I have a dagger. I would assume I'd have it on my person.
Yes. So Kylie had retrieved all of the party's gear from the Toggle Sprocket safe where she had stored Seychelles bottles. So yes, everybody has all of their. So you have all your gear in the keep. Absolutely. So I'm not sure how much of it you want to put on to go out here to find Pickled Perry, but basically all Happy has is the stolen threadbare clothes that he's now wearing. Having changed out of his prison clothes.
Hey, can we go back to your place? Maybe get you out of those digs there, and clean up. You got some, and I sort of look at him. You got some like vomit all over you. I don't know if this is good for us to be walking around. And here, and I pull out of it. Take this dagger, and you can put it in your back. Hide it under your shirt or something, just in case things get nasty. I don't need a weapon.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Rumpke. As far as going back to my home, as I kind of said before, I live in the Guard Shack district. We would be going right into the heart of the city guard.
You got any friends?
Well, I mean,
People you know? Give you some clothes, maybe?
well, the entire guard force is housed there, so it could be we could encounter anybody there. But I think perhaps we should visit the guard shack district in the very, 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 hopefully minuscule event that we cannot find Pickled Perry. Other than finding him, if we come up short, I know for sure there would be housed and locked contraband within the guard shack district. I would certainly report anything that I took off of Perry specifically, or anybody else that we had to, shake down and perhaps confiscate some illegal contraband or weapons, the stupor, all types of things.
Fair enough. Where's this Pickled Perry guy at? What time of day is this? Like middle of the night, right?
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m.
Where's this Pickled Perry guy? Can we find him at night?
Well, I certainly know a few places in which we can look. We can start at the Stingy Serpent in the Wares District. He does like to try and catch some of the drunkards after last call. Easier for him to make a sale. And he kind of needs all the help he can get. He doesn't exactly exude charisma.
All right. Well, I mean, I think I can make it. And I sort of reach over and try. I try to stand up myself. Am I in good enough shape to walk around?
You can struggle to your feet, yes. Definitely both of you seem to be in a lot of discomfort, to put it kind of mildly. But yeah, you're not fully incapacitated here. I would say probably overcoming the pain is really kind of aided by it's very clear, at least in Happy's case, almost like an emboldening of needing or wanting to get another dose, right? Like that is almost like the overwhelming driving force, and something that maybe you're only feeling like the first few hours of that creeping in, right? Like to its full extent. Obviously, when you took another dose with Benito, right after first getting Benito here to the keep, similar thing, right? Just needing and wanting to feel the way it made you feel again, right?
We can do this. Come on, Happy. And I grab him under the arm, sort of pull him up. Go, let's go see this Pickled Perry guy. We can get over this quick. I'll follow you.
And he does as you say. He kind of tucks the dagger, like, in the small of his back, securing it in the waistband of his pants. And you can set out from the keep. Now, obviously, the streets of the city, like, are all but abandoned, right? I mean, the carriage services had stopped like 3 or 4 hours ago. So very deserted and like quiet as you're making your way through the city. And Happy takes you east. He crosses the first parallel connector and into the Wares District. Basically, he makes a beeline kind of down higher Medellin roadway to the Stingy Serpent Tavern. This is, of course, you would know, is one of the largest taverns in the Wares District. And it generally, its purpose essentially, and the reason it's so busy is that it accommodates this overflow of patrons that would attend like events at the Concordance Ring. Obviously, the main tavern for the Concordance Ring is the Concordance Inn, which is like directly next to the ring itself. But you can only house so many people in a tavern, especially when you're comparing it to the number of people that the Concordance Ring could seat, right? So the Stingy Serpent basically gets all their patronage from this kind of overflow and does very well because of it. That's, of course, during, standard kind of the usual packed during the kind of standard operating hours. But, as Happy is leading you, he's moving fairly quickly. So you see he's got like his forearms kind of folded over each other. He's got like left hand gripping his right forearm, right hand on his left forearm. And it's kind of like just almost absentmindedly like scratching and kind of pinching at himself, at his skin. So as you arrive at the Stingy Serpent, I'm going to get you to roll me a D100 to see if Perry is here.
21.
At the first sight of another Capian, Happy quickens his pace like even more, right? Quickly closing this distance, grabbing this citizen by the shoulder, Perry, stop right there! And Happy pushes a very clearly inebriated young man like against a stone wall of a darkened storefront. Hey, what? What the hell's, dude? My name's Loka. No, Perry, get off of me.
I'll go over there and stand next to him and go, is this Perry?
Happy's like still clutching this man by his shirt. Happy's like inspecting his face in the dark. Doesn't appear to be Perry. Look, but we can't rule out the possibility that he knows where he is.
Yeah, where's Perry?
Exactly. What have you been getting into this evening, sir? You've clearly been enjoying some recreational activities. Happy will just begin to like pat this man down. I said get off of me. Who are you people? He pushes back against Happy.
As he pushes him back, I'll sort of look at Happy, go over and I'll grab the guy by the shoulder and go, where's Perry?
Well, that's right. Hold him! Happy balls up one of his fists and socks this guy in the solar plexus, doubling over. Tell us what we want to know and you can be on your way. I don't know any Perry guy, I swear. Okay,
I'll sort of back off for a second and sort of shake my head like I'm trying to focus. If this ain't Perry, then we're just sort of beating up a guy. Where else could Perry be there?
And as you're kind of voicing this to Happy like looks like he's getting ready to go for another round, another punch on this guy. And like this quick, kind of loud exchange has drawn additional late night patrons like leaving the stingy serpent. You know, you see a group of three of them have taken notice, right? And they're kind of, about 40 feet away and craning their necks to look and see what's going on in kind of this shadowy culvert. And, as you kind of voice this and Happy kind of stops with his raised fist, he kind of like looks at it and like similar to what you kind of described for yourself, like he almost like takes a beat. I think you're right, Mr. Rumpke. And he kind of steps out into kind of the dim light of the torch lights and candle light lanterns of the street here, addressing these people. And then just move along now, people. This is an official city guard business being conducted here. Nothing to see. Just move along.
It's just a misunderstanding here. And I'll look at the guy and I'll go, get out of here while you can.
He sprawls away. He's got clutching his stomach from Happy's punch, and we'll like scamper down the Medellin roadway.
I'll sort of go over and put my arm around Happy and go, are you all right there, man? Take it easy. We got to make sure we know it's Perry before we go doing anything. We're going to draw too much attention here.
Yes, I may have gotten a little carried away there. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm sure he knew where Perry is, but look, we can another location. I know we can check outside of by the esoteric ostrich. Another place he likes to hang out and he tries to sell. Let's go.
I tell you what, you see him, and I'll walk up and ask him if he's Perry next time.
Well, all right. Well, but we have to get to him quickly. He might. What if he flees? What if he runs away?
Yep. He won't run away. He'll be all right. All right, buddy. I know how you're feeling. We'll get through this together.
Off to a second location here. So Happy kind of resumes this like rapid pace in his scratching and pinching and rubbing. So he crosses the higher Medellin roadway now, kind of into the very southern fringes of the Coralers exhibition, heading back west, essentially. Almost kind of retraces some of your steps to get to the esoteric ostrich, which is in the very like southwestern most corner of the Coralers exhibition. Of course, to the esoteric, you would definitely know this, that it is open to the general public, but it's very, very popular. It's like the equivalent of like a cop bar, but for the Brawlers Club members. So this is like Brawlers Club members' like favorite drinking hole, basically. So it and along with the Concordance Inn, they're the only two taverns in this district that actually don't have unsanctioned fights like the Bash and Clash does, like where you mostly fight out of, right? Full-fledged Brawlers Club members wouldn't really have anything to do with these unsanctioned fights. Even you certainly know, like, some of the more popular and well-established club members maybe even look down upon some of the unsanctioned fighters, right? A little bit, a touch of elitism kind of throughout the Brawlers Club in some cases here. So why don't you roll me another D100?
57.
So as you approach the tavern in sight, only about 60 feet away, you recognize the slicked black hair of Nylon Rack. He's exiting the ostrich. He's got one hand gripping the shoulder of this heavy-set but very muscular-looking tiefling. The tiefling has like almost bone white, but pale white skin with dark black coiled horns, kind of coiled like a ram's head, right? And the tiefling is very engaged with whatever Nylon is saying to them. From this distance, you can't make out the conversation. How much attention, Rumpke, do you pay to like other fighter rosters, which would, including like unsanctioned or even Brawlers Club members? Are you usually more just like solely focused on whoever you might be fighting on any given night?
I think my overall goal would be to move up to the Brawlers, so I would be in tune with who the fighters are, especially the really good ones, the ones that are winning all the fights. I at least know who all of those are. Maybe the ones that have anybody that has made it up through the ranks that is now into the Brawlers. I would at least know them, maybe by name. By like I've talked to them before.
Sure. So a bit of background on the Brawlers Club itself. So their members are broken into 4 tiers, basically 4 leagues: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Obviously, you're the those with better winning records, and in some cases, simply the ones that the fans like the most. You'll find in the higher tiers, like the platinum tiers. So, like, if an up-and-comer was quickly moving through the Bronze League, you would maybe, following some of their antics, engaging in a bit of fanfare, perhaps?
That sounds like what Rumpke would do, yeah.
All right, so give me a history check with advantage, then, to recognize this fighter.
14. Oh, wait. 10.
Okay. So you may not be wholly familiar with this fighter's antics, but you definitely do know their name. I mean, they have a very striking appearance, right? You see them once, you maybe see them fight once. They'd leave a lasting impression. Nylon is talking to a Bronze League member of the Brawlers Club named Lucius the Ghost Vaslow.
Nylon's sort of one of those shysters, right?
Yes.
So. And he usually hangs out in the Brawlers, doesn't he? Or is he like wherever there's a possible fighter he can pick up, he's going there?
You kind of, the latter basically. You've seen him all over the Bash and Clash, right? Like talking to all sorts of fighters, obviously yourself included, right? Very recently. So the last time you spoke to him, which was basically yesterday at this point in the early morning. But he had said, he's starting to make some inroads and still wants you to sign up with him. Perhaps this, gives him a little clout in your eyes. I'm not so sure, but I don't know what you might think about the ghost himself. But as you're kind of recognizing this duo, to your right, your like immediate right almost, you hear a murmur of voices, some kind of conversational exchange. Despite your plan of action for the next time you may encounter Perry, Happy is immediately cutting down an alleyway between 2 buildings towards the voices.
Okay, so I think I'll sort of look back and forth a minute, and then I'll see that he's heading down the alley. So I'm gonna beeline over to Happy to make sure he doesn't go start punching somebody.
So the 2 of you kind of stumble into some kind of exchange. There's a kind of a cloaked figure. Looks like they're handing over a small bottle. It looks like about 3 inches long or so. Handing it over to this wiry kind of looking elf. You get like just the briefest glance at what's being handed off here as the elf quickly takes the bottle, and Happy is like already yelling at the 2 of them. Don't you move a single muscle! A city guard! Stop what you're doing! Hand over that contraband! And Happy's yelling, the cloaked figure immediately bolts.
Okay. Does the other guy stop? The little skinny, wiry guy?
He is kind of like immediately puts his hands up. Oh, Rumpke, secure him. I'm going after Perry. And Happy will begin.
No, you stay here. You stay here. You keep him. And I run back. I run past him. I sort of push him over to the side and take off after the cloak guy.
All right, let's roll initiative.
Happy's a no. He shouldn't be fighting.
Probably not. No.
This is terrible, Leland. So again, I'm still really desiring getting some of this feeling to go away by dosing up. So I got to get this dealer.
All right, what's your initiative?
16.
First to act, kind of no surprise, is the elf that was in part of the other half of this exchange. He's kind of put his hands up and he's not really moving. He's got like wide-eyed and looks kind of scared. And then you are next.
I'm gonna, dash if that's what it takes to catch up with this guy in the cloak. If I can catch him with my regular movement, then I'll do something else. Do I have? Oh, is he really only 10 feet away?
Yes, despite everything happening so fast, and yes, like you're saying, your drive to get another taste of the stupor, enhancing almost, or at the very least negating some of the negative side effects from this withdrawal, and you somehow are acting even before this person is. Considering like the two of you kind of got the jump on this exchange, right? So almost as if you've surprised them.
Well, then I'm going to haul ass as fast as I can and jump and try to grab his legs and knock him to the ground.
Give me, let's do just a contested grapple here. It's only a 9 for him.
10.
Okay.
No, sorry. 6.
Oh, no. So you lurch forward, like closing that 10-foot distance easily, right, and quickly, and try to grab him around the waist, and he's struggling and pushing back against you. You're not able to get a complete hold of him. Now, I believe grappling is technically like takes up like one attack.
Okay.
So if you have multiple attack, you could potentially do another grappled attempt.
Well, I picture I run up, I sort of dive down, I grab onto him, and he sort of slides out. But I'm going to try to grab onto his ankle before he goes further away and at least trip him up.
Okay.
You want to do grapple again?
Yeah, we can do another one. Oof, worse, an 8.
4.
Oh no!
I rolled an 8.
Despite your drive to potentially get Stupor, and this might be your only source of it right in front of you, you just cannot get a hold of him. He seems to be very wiry. Like, again, you've surprised him, and he's barely able. He's slower to react, but you are even slower. It seems.
Well, the cobblestones are wet. It's like 4 a.m. It's dewy out. There's stuff on the... Yeah. I'm sort of sliding, trying to grab onto him. He's just out of my reach.
Just out of your reach. Next is the dealer. He's just sprinting. And basically, he moves 20 feet down this alley to take a left turn. You can make an opportunity attack against him as he's kind of leaving your area.
Punch him in the back of the head or onto the back. Man, this is brutal with this -4, but it doesn't really matter because I rolled a 4.
Oh no! Yes, like you just lash out and already gas of your initial effort to grab a hold of him, and just completely miss as he gets away. Last in initiative is Happy. And you see Happy has drawn the dagger from behind his waistband. Oh, well, Rumpke, you're absolutely useless. You kind of ignoring your command for him to watch the elf. He is gonna take after this dealer himself. And now to you, the dealer is out of sight, and Happy with 30 feet of movement can move to the corner. And you see he's looking down. He just takes the dagger, kind of flips it around to grab it by the blade, and just hurls it down this alley. Not suffering for any levels of exhaustion. He gets a critical hit with this dagger.
Oh no, this is not good.
Okay, so full and roll. That's 7 points of piercing as you hear a cry as he's clearly made contact with this dagger. Oh, I tried to aim for a leg, but it went a little high. Come on, Rumpke, hurry!
I sort of scramble to my feet and run over. You didn't kill him, did you?
It doesn't look like it. Not yet. Top of the order is the elf. Seeing Happy kind of run past him, you see him slowly edging back the way the two of you had entered this alley, and he makes a run for it himself.
Smart. But we're going with the fact that the dealer probably has more on him than the guy that just bought some.
Probably. So he runs. He makes it 20 feet before maybe you're paying more attention to Happy as you see this elf moving out of the corner of your eye. But you just hear a kind of oof and a clatter as the elf falls to the ground, and you can still peer kind of around the corner back to where you came. You see that the elf has run into Nylon and the ghost. They've been drawn walking by to the noise here, and he's kind of burrowed into the group. The three of them here now kind of colliding. You're up, Rumpke.
All right, so I'll look around the corner. I see that, and then through my cloudy mind for a moment, I sort of take a step like I'm gonna go to maybe get what he had, and then realize I might want to leave my Nylon options open, and this might not be a good a good way appearance for me. So I back off, and then I head down to, if I can make it up to where Happy and the seller, is he on the ground or is he still up?
As you kind of get to where Happy, kind of move past him, he is basically, he's like been brought to a knee, and you just get there to watch him pull a dagger out of his like lower back where Happy has hit him trying to aim for a leg. You can reach him from with your movement, absolutely.
All right, I want to get up to him, and as I get there, I'll say, "Just put the knife down. Nobody's here to arrest you or anything. We just need to ask you some questions."
And he kind of pulls the hood back, does as you say, kind of puts the dagger down. Hey, what's the trouble here? Look, if you're looking to buy, I can provide.
I sort of hold my hand up to Happy to make sure he doesn't come over and start punching him or anything. And I'll kick the knife over towards Happy, the dagger. And I'll go, "Yeah, we got some questions. First off, you guys stoop."
So Happy kind of picks up the dagger and looking over your shoulder. No. It's not Perry.
Don't hang loose there. It might solve a problem for a moment.
Stupor. No. I'm not that kind of dealer. That's the Trinity's business. I have nothing to do with the Trinity. Look, I just sell steroids. I sell performance enhancing drugs to brawler members. I have nothing to do with the Stupor stuff.
I look over at Happy, and then I put my hand on the guy's throat, push him back against the wall. "Do you know a guy named Pickle Perry?"
I have never heard of a pickled anything in my entire life.
I sort of take my other hand and reach into his pockets, looking to see what he's got in his pockets.
So you find clearly a coin pouch, right? That probably most likely part of the exchange between the elf of the steroids and the money exchange. And in addition to that, he does have his own dagger on him, and you find a bottle. It looks a duplicate of what he appeared to have handed off to the elf, and rather than a liquid, inside of it is a bunch of blue colored pills.
Would I know that is some kind of steroids if I seen that in the Bashing Clash, and would I be familiar with these pills to think he's telling the truth?
Yeah, I definitely think so. You know that amongst the unsanctioned fighters, for sure, there's really very, very liberal regulations. Fighters are juicing all the time. I mean, you yourself have probably fought and defeated, maybe lost to some people that are on some type of performance enhancer for sure in the past.
All right, so I'll sort of keep my hand on his throat. I'll be pulling this stuff out of his pockets and sort of throwing it on the ground as I'm sort of shuffling through real quick. I'm really looking to hopefully find this hidden treasure I'm looking for. And as I finish up through his pockets, I'll look over at Happy. He ain't got nothing. He don't know anything. I sort of let go of him and back up a little bit.
And you see Happy, like, obviously, clearly, physically, visibly frustrated. In the middle of it, he's like groaning and murmuring to himself, and then suddenly he puts a hand on the wall, bends over, and just hurls after this bout of physical activity. Oh, let's go, Rumpke. Look, I got one last place that we can look, okay? If we don't find Perry there, then obviously our efforts, they're going to need to get a little more drastic.
All right, let's go. And I just don't even pay much attention to the guy anymore that we just roughed up. He's of no consequence to us, so I just turn and walk away, following Happy.
All right, do you still want to completely avoid Nyland? You can, as your exchange is going on, now that it's kind of calmed down, you can hear still an exchange going on between Nyland and this elf. So you want to avoid that entirely.
I mean, I think I'm sort of torn between, Nyland wants me to fight for him, so I do have a sort of a hand up on him. I could probably get him to get me whatever I need if I wanted to sign up with him, but at this point, I think I want to try to avoid him. And Happy's just a little bit too unhinged to be taking him around other people.
Okay. All right. So Happy leads you further north through some of these alleys, right? And then finally a little bit west back to the first parallel connector, all to then travel further north, as Happy is now stalking off towards the Bloody Ball Tavern. Now, the Bloody Ball is the northernmost bar in the Cordler's exhibition, and again, you would know that it serves like the seediest of clientele, despite being only a few hundred feet south of the Guard Shack district. Now, Rumpke, what would you say, like, how low on the rung, on the ladder here, like, what low-hanging rung would you think that you would be on, like, as a fighter in general, in the standings? Obviously, in your case, amongst the unsanctioned fighters.
I would say I've worked my way up over the last number of months to sort of the higher end of the middle of the group. I think I've had some pretty good fights, and I've beat some pretty high-end guys, but not always. So I'm sort of an up-and-comer, enough where people know my name, I think. So not top tier yet, but almost.
Okay, well then for sure the fights that go on here are far, far, far below the standing that you have earned and the standing of any of the opponents that you would have fought in the past here. Like, this is like the bottom barrel. Like, perhaps your first few handful of fights were probably here before you actually, like you say, gain some recognition and now fight it exclusively from the Bash and Clash.
It's sort of like the pits in the back.
Yeah, this is like if you thought the Bash and Clash was low class, the Bloody Ball is in the dirt. It's like as 6 feet under, like Benito here at this point. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So as you approach and before the Bloody Ball is even in sight, you can hear like yelling and cheering echoing off of the surrounding building. And as you can get to where you would be able to see the front of the tavern, it looks like outside of it, you see a large group of people have formed. It looks like they've made a circle, clearly around two fighters. I wouldn't say probably neither of which that you would probably recognize again, because they're no names basically. These are nobody, right? Both of them like already looking battered. You see one's been cut above his right eye, like blood is already leaking and spilling down the side of his face. His opponent lands like two quick jabs to his nose, sends him reeling backwards into the edge of the circle. And that circle, like, they catch him, right? And then they push him, sends him sprawling forward into another landed punch from his opponent. Half of the crowd is cheering while the other half is booing. A bottle gets thrown into the circle, missing both fighters but smashing on the ground at their feet as the fight continues.
Okay, so what's Happy doing?
He's just continuing towards this crowd. He doesn't seem to be deterred by it at all.
I sort of stop him and I look. I go, Hey, Happy, scan the crowd there. You see El Pick a Perry?
Let's see. He better be here, Rumpke.
Take your time, pal.
So as Happy starts to kind of look around this crowd, you clearly taking in the onlookers as well. You make out a large number of very clearly displayed Trinity tattoos on a lot of people watching in this circle.
Okay. So as I see that, I sort of pull back a little bit. I assume is there shadowy areas we can still sort of stand in and watch what's going on from a distance?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can mostly you're going to be taking in the crowd, obviously, as they've filled this pretty thick circle of people around watching the fight itself, and kind of getting a good view of that is going to be a little difficult here. But as you can kind of draw Happy back, and Happy kind of again, almost absentmindedly, he's still been rubbing and pinching and scratching and stuff, but kind of bats your hand away right as you try to pull him back. And he clearly sees somebody. He recognizes, oh, there, over there. Look, past this fight. And he can draws your attention to kind of an average-sized human. He stands kind of leaning up against the side of the bloody ball. He's wearing baggy pants. They hang too low on his waist. He really needs a belt to pull him up. He's got a bandana tied kind of tightly around his forehead, and it holds back this mop of grimy blonde hair. And you can see his head is slowly bobbing up and down as he's not paying attention to the fight or the crowd at all. He's just kind of looking forward. Finally, that's him for sure, Rumpke. Quickly, before he gets a chance to run away.
Oh, wait. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea for me to go over there. Look at the tats. They're all Trinities. Somebody sees me, I might draw their attention, right? Let's see.
Look, let's not make a scene. They're busy with the fight. Come on. No one will see us.
All right. Let's sneak around this way. You go in the shadow there, see? Here, follow me. I'm going to try to sneak the best I can past all this.
Roll me a stealth check. Happy will attempt to do the same. Well, I'll roll one for Happy, but he's clearly in no mind space to attempt to try to be stealthy, or at least put maximum effort into it.
All right.
Happy got double 12s on his disadvantage, so he's got a 14.
That's what I got. 14 after. Well, no, see, 13 after. I rolled 17 after all my modifiers.
All right. So yes, the two of you, you do your best to lead Happy away, and again, Happy's stalking forward. And you don't seem to draw any attention from the crowd and the fight. The fight's still going on, again, drawing everybody's focus. Maybe even as you pass by, the cut-up fighter finally goes down for the count, and immediately someone else steps into the circle to fight the winner, basically. So even obviously a fight would be a minute tops, right? Generally. So it seems like they're just doing this strange a tournament thing or ongoing fight. The victor, anybody seems to be stepping up and jumping into this circle. Everyone is just amped up. You can feel it. It feels like at one of your fights, the atmosphere of the audience, right, and the cheering, and it's just immediately bringing you back to your fighting and your time in the ring, right? This is all familiar feeling to you, this kind of thing. Obviously, not fighting out in the middle of the street, but the atmosphere and the vibe kind of going on.
So as we're going along and sort of trying to sneakily go over to meet this guy, I'll be watching, and as the crowd breaks here and there, and I go, oh God, right in the kiss. Oh my, well that guy's got a hell of a hook. I gotta watch out for that dude. And I'm sort of just as we're going along, I'm picking out little things and sort of mumbling under my breath. Oh man, that guy's pretty good.
Happy paying no attention to this fight. Happy is immediately on Perry, patting him down again, kind of he was doing you were doing to the dealer, grabbing Perry by the shoulders, turns him around and shoves him, presses him face first into the wall, patting him down again. Oh, come on, Perry. You know the drill. Hand over whatever you have now.
Are we outside of the line of where all the crowd is? Are we like over on the side of the building? Or
yes, you're like kind of around the like if you turn the corner to walk around the building kind of thing, not in plain sight of the front of the tavern at all. Again, just cries and fighting sounds kind of in the distance. Like the fighting circle itself is probably like 60, 70 feet away from where you guys are. But Happy is just going through Perry's pockets, discarding items of no interest to him, right? A coin pouch that kind of jingles as it hits the ground. A dagger on Perry as well, clattering at Happy's feet. Aha! Yes. Here we have it. And Happy pulls out a vial from Perry's pocket triumphantly, immediately forgetting Perry.
I grab his arm
as he tries to turn away and like hunch over it.
Just a second, Happy. And I look over at Pickled Perry and, hey, he's coming off of this pretty hard. I sort of stare at him. Anything he can do?
Perry kind of lazily turns back around to face you. And as he's doing, like, Happy is looking at the vial. No! Kind of breaks your grasp on his wrist, hurls the vial against the wall, shatters next to Perry's head. Glass shards kind of kicking his cheek. It was empty, Rumpke. This dirty junkie must have taken it before we found him.
Oh, yeah. Calm down here. Calm down. Everybody just... my head's killing me here. Perry. We need some stoop.
Perry having, like, again, lazily turning around. Now he kind of brushes against his cheek slowly, looking at the blood on his hand from his cut now. And it's like he's noticing both of you for the first time, or like his reactions are like catching up finally. Hey, man. Like not cool, Constable Littleton. Oh, who's your friend, man? Gnarly tats, dude.
I grab him on the shoulder and I sort of smack his face a little bit. Hey, Perry, pay attention. Look at me. Look at me in the eyes here, buddy. We need a little bit of stoop. Like right now, just a little bit. You got any?
Glassy-eyed Perry is. Stoop, man? You like the stoop?
Hey, do you got any?
No, man. I'm fresh out.
Who's your supplier? Where do you get it?
No, man.
I slap him on the face
fresh
again.
out.
You gotta take me. You gotta take us right there, right now. You don't want to go to the slammer here. Happy, he'll take you in.
Happy is immediately right next to you. He's drawn his dagger. He pushes it up to Perry's throat. Listen up! I'm gonna need your full attention, Perry. I can't believe every time you got something on you. The one day you don't, you're absolutely useless. And Happy will stab the dagger into Perry's shoulder. This is the only thing that'll get through to him, Rumpke. This is it! You heard what he asked you. Where's your supplier?
I push Happy back off of him. I grab the dagger, pull it out, and look at Perry and go, you gotta have to take us there right now. And I sort of push him around and push his back out into the, down the alleyway. And if you don't take us there right now, he's gonna kill you. And I look over at Happy and go, settle down. We're gonna get something for you. We're gonna get it. You gotta calm down.
As you've pushed him away and done this, like Happy, he just starts to wrap his knuckles against his own head and he starts to pace. Okay. Think, Wilton, think. Like you say, Rumpke, he does have a supplier. I could never get him to talk using the usual lawful channels at my disposal, but you know, I'm realizing, yes.
You just stabbed him!
Seychelles was quite clear. My city guard life is over. I'm no longer bound by the arbitrary constraints in the pursuit of truth and justice. I can finally clear the streets of junky trash like Perry. I can finally actually help the people of the city in a meaningful and lasting way. Yes, okay. Absolutely, as he continues to pace.
Calm down there, buddy. I mean, you don't get off your high horse there. You're looking for stoop for yourself.
So it seems with Perry, the stabbing and the pain enough to like temporarily kind of cut through the beginnings of his own high here. Proned out now as you push him down, Perry clutches at his shoulder and the wound and the growing red spot on his shirt. Well, shit, man. Why'd you do that? Shit, shit, man.
I've never played a druggie.
Me neither. This is great.
This is difficult. Okay, I'll reach over there and I'll grab him. Like, are you waking up now? I smack him across the face again. Take us to your dealer. You gotta take us to your dealer right now. You don't have much time left.
Okay, dudes. But I can take you there, man. But it's not far. But they're not gonna like it.
I don't care.
All right, and like Perry, like clutching his wounded shoulder, he'll lead you to his supplier. He's agreed, and you see, Happy has like finally come out of his ramble to himself, and almost two is kind of like composing himself a little more. Okay, excellent work, Mr. Rumpke. Let's do this, and he'll retrieve the dagger again, tucking it into his waistband.
Hey, Happy. And I'll go over to him. I'll sort of grab him on the shoulder, look him in the eye, face to face. I'm going to take the dagger back for a while. Okay?
Well, you heard what Perry said. What if the supplier gets violent? I'll have no way to defend myself.
I'm going to be the one to take care of that kind of stuff. You just stay back, and I sort of reach back behind him, trying to pull the dagger out.
He kind of resists. Why don't you give me a persuasion check?
4.
Mr. Rumpke, I swear if you try to take this dagger from me once more, I will have to use it upon you. And I will be left with no choice. You know we need to secure this supply of Stupor.
Happy? I can break your neck right now. I suggest you do as I say this time.
I would absolutely love to see a dirty junkie like you try to do so. Oh, hey, dudes.
I punch him.
Okay.
I lay into him. I wail into him with a fist right in the face.
All right, roll me an attack. He's got an AC of 10. He's got no armor or nothing. So.
The way I'm rolling, I don't think it makes much difference.
Technically, though, plus his dexterity, his AC is actually 12 right now.
Oh, 20. Minus 4, 16.
Okay, 16 is a hit.
9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I'm trying to just knock him off his feet onto the ground.
You, sock him, and he staggers backward. And you not enough to put him down, he reels back and slashes out at you with the dagger. Although that is only a 12 to hit.
And I back off, I put my hands up, I go, you know what I do for a living. I'll take you out. I don't wanna. I just want you to give me the dagger back.
I am a trained city guard official. You don't know that in training I've been... Okay, in the middle of his sentence, you hit him again.
Yep. That's 8.
Okay, unfortunately not. As you miss, you see Perry starts to try to, slink away and, leave the two of you as you're doing this. And he's whether it's from the stab wound or the effects of his own dose of Stupor, he's slowing down, he's wobbly, but he's wobbling back and forth away from the two of you. As you miss, and Happy, sees Perry. Oh, Mr. Rumpke! Perry's getting away with... Stop this! I will hold on to this weapon, we will get to his supplier, and at that point, I will hand it over.
Alright, I sort of back up, I see the guys leaving, I know we gotta do something, so I go, alright, if you use that dagger again without talking to me about it first, there's gonna be hell to pay there.
Let's get after Perry.
Okay, turn it going towards Perry.
And so as I described, what's happening to Perry's condition, obviously the opposite is true of Happy. He's obviously nursing a quickly forming black eye from your punch, and he's just getting more and more wound up, occasionally, gripping his head and squeezing his eyes shut, especially now after your clock, rubbing his temples and wincing against the headache, right, that the both of you are experiencing. And obviously you know how bad he must be feeling because you are feeling just as terrible, right? Like your head is still pounding, and now like you're starting to get this itch that you can't seem to scratch away, spreading across your body, right? You two like struggling the urge to vomit after all this physical activity, and all of this, of course, with that underlying and rapidly growing need for another dose of stupor. But Perry takes the two of you kind of east, kind of into the Quarlers exhibition, essentially taking you like towards the base of the switchback that constitutes the Cliff's Run, which is used to transport goods up to the plateau, of course, that sits above the rest of Storm Cape. And he just kind of takes you to a very like nondescript looking building in a cluster of rows of houses, right? All right, dudes, that's where they are. I just usually give a knock on the door, man, and they give me what I need. I sell for them. That's it.
Okay, why don't you go get a couple doses? I'm sort of looking at Happy as I'm saying this, but talking to Perry. Go get a couple doses, and we'll pay you for it, and then we'll get our heads straight before we talk about what comes next. Okay, Happy?
Man, I can't wake them up. I already got my monthly doses to sell from them. Man, it's not time. They're gonna be pissed, dude.
How much is a couple doses?
I mean, I'll run you a number of silver.
I give him a gold piece, put it in his hand, and I'll go up and tell him you got a buyer that wants something tonight, and if a deal goes good, there'll be plenty more after that. They'll be happy you're making the sales. Hey, wake up there! Wake up there! Look at me!
Hold on, man. Okay, dude. So I'm gonna get about 2 doses. All right. And he kind of like gives you a half-hearted salute. I can do this. No problem, man.
All right, you sure you're up for this, Perry? Because you are up for it.
It doesn't seem like I got a choice, dude.
No, you actually do not have a choice. And I sort of push him towards the door. And I go, we're going to be right over here. And I grab Happy. Go, come on, we're going to get some stoop. And then we're going to think this through.
All right. Okay, listen to Rumpke. Perry, you better goddamn get us what we need, or else I swear to God that won't be the only wound you have in that shoulder of yours. And Perry is like, dudes, chill out, dudes. And he like wobbles towards this house, the front door of this house.
Why in the hell am I getting so goddamn itchy all of a sudden?
Yeah, I think it's something in that place of yours. You guys got fleas or something.
Yeah, but I'm just started. I'm patting myself down, trying to look and rub off anything that might possibly be biting me.
So you two can kind of set up a position where you're like, half obscured and can still view Perry approaching this door. And you see him again wobbling down the street, and he kind of lurches up to the door, catches himself from almost falling over, and just two bunk on this wooden door. A few seconds pass, no answer, and Perry's like looking back over to the two of you.
I wave at him and make the knocking symbol again, and point at him, knock on the door.
Bunk. Another few seconds pass, and finally the door flings open, and you recognize Chip is the one that answers. And this heated exchange, Chip is like, what the... He's like rubbing his eyes. What are you doing here, Perry? You got your monthly quota. You sold it already? Where are the proceeds? Perry's like wobbling. Yeah, I need 2 more for this buyer I got. Yeah, a couple guys, I think. Yeah, that's right. And it's all good, man. They want more of this stuff. That's all. I just gotta give them this little bit of sample. Look, they paid, man. Chip is like looking in, and you can hear like more voices from within the house, like inquire, like what the hell's going on. Chip is like, don't move. Closes the door, disappears for a minute, 2 minutes before returning, and kind of this handoff happens. He'll take the gold from the whole gold piece from Perry. You see 2 vials full of this red liquid put into Perry's hands. And Perry, like, again, gives kind of that little half salute. All right, dude. I'll see you later. And he immediately starts going right back towards the 2 of you. And you see, like, Chip kind of, like, watches him leave for, like, half a second. And then the door closes.
We'll wait for him.
Perry, like, saunters over again. He's getting more wobbly. He's got them both vials both in his hand. He's like wobbling, catches himself, and makes it to the 2 of you. Happy is like grabbing for a dose immediately, and without hesitation, uncorks this little vial, downs the entire thing.
Wait, just a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Rumpke. Yeah, well that is the good stuff. Oh boy, that is good. Whew. I feel much better. Oh, Perry, your shoulder, you're bleeding quite profusely. You really should have that looked after.
I'll take the other bottle. I'll pop it. I'll sniff it, and just take a little bit onto my tongue. Do I feel any different?
The little bit, no, unfortunately. To get full effects, you do need an entire dose, which is what one of these vials comprises of. As you take that little sip, though, it, like, similar to the Mineralis flower tea, like, you recognize parts of the taste. Obviously, you're having the standard dose of Stupor compared to the superior Stupor that you had, right? So this is a different type of Stupor. It clearly tastes different as well, but still, like, close enough, right? Like, still enough to recognize.
Is there something I can roll to see if I give in to the temptation?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. At this point, you are definitely not as far gone as Happy is. Also, keep in mind, clearly Happy has had and been fed far more Stupor than you've ever ingested, right? So that's definitely impacting things.
I mean, I'm going to know that I don't need to do this because it's going to make it worse ultimately. But my desire to feel better is definitely there. So
okay, you can roll me some type of... Why don't you roll me... This is less of a... I feel like, and maybe you can make an argument for the opposite, I feel like this is less of an intelligent decision and would lean more to being, like, wise, like a wisdom-based decision. Similar to, like... it's almost like... to me, it seems like it's similar to, like, an insight check, right? You're almost like doing an insight check against yourself. Now, if you think you would maintain more of a like logical and factual reasonings for yourself, and maybe make it more of an intelligence-based check, because remember, you have disadvantage against all wisdom things right now, right? Mm-hmm. So if you think you would make the case for Rumpke that it would be more of a logical decision that he would make and try to almost like convince himself of as you're battling this need and drive to just down this dose.
From the knowledge I have, my experience with this is I've had 2 doses at this point. And I know I feel a lot better after I take it, but I also know I feel progressively worse the second time that I was coming down from it than I did the first time, right?
You also know that, and perhaps you would think that maybe, and maybe this might be part of your addict rationalization, maybe that progressive down off of the superior Stupor is because it's superior Stupor versus the normal Stupor. You have witnessed this 8-hour stint of a normal stupor effect that a dose has. Like, you saw Happy come off of that, right? You saw him, how long it affected him before he was able to even properly like speak, coming out of this high that a dose would instill, right? So clearly, the regular stupor is going to last. The high on it lasts way longer. Essentially, it's going to incapacitate you for 8 hours. Like, basically, it's almost going to knock you out. It's going to put you in this like euphoric, like comatose like kind of state. So you have all of that knowledge, which I imagine just like firing through your mind right now as you're contemplating in the second like that you've been holding this dose.
But I just realized also that the only way I'm going to be able to get more of this is dealing with Pickled Perry and the people that are actively hunting me down.
Well, yes, clearly you see that it's a direct Trinity member source that Perry is getting this drug. I mean, Stupor is Trinity peddles Stupor, right? So if anybody else, whether they're a gang member or not, are peddling Stupor, like, they have to be getting it from Trinity. Unless somebody is making some type of knockoff Stupor and trying to peddle that, perhaps. But in this case, clearly Perry is not part of anything like that.
I'm going to, with all this knowledge, I'm going to do my best to try to resist the urge based on the knowledge that I've got to, I just saw Chip. And I see that, I know I can't give the bottle to Happy to hold for me. So I'm just going to try. If I can resist, I'm going to put it in my pocket and then try to give it to one of the others if I get back to the keep to walk me through this, trying to get, work through this withdrawal, right? So intelligently, that's what I want to do. Now, I just smelled it and took a little taste of it, so I'm going to let the dice decide.
You know what? I feel like these two sides of like the intellect versus like the wisdom kind of thing, or like looking in upon yourself, is like a conflict right within you, right? That's really what this kind of boils down to. So rather than using either of those two stats, after we both just made a case for either one, what you can actually make me is a persuasion check for your. So you can roll me a persuasion check. You're literally trying to persuade yourself versus, and I'll make you make the versus check. So your persuasion versus your. It's gonna deception. I say straight up deception, because one half of you is trying to convince yourself that this is what you need right now desperately. The other half is like, look, we can get through this without it. Like, stop. Like, wait, we can't do this. So your own persuasion versus your own deception right now. So which one would you like to roll first?
This is great. I'll do my persuasion first. Okay, it's 15 minus 4 it's 11.
Okay.
Trying to persuade myself. What am I persuading? Am I persuading myself not to take it?
That's right.
Okay, so now I have to get less than an 11 for my deception. I rolled a 20, so that's a 16.
Okay. All of your inner turmoil and your argumenting, all of these logical reasons, as you say, that you should not immediately take this dose, is immediately overwhelmed by the devil to your angel. Hey, look, where you can get more. This isn't like it's the only thing you're ever gonna get. Just have it now and we'll get more tomorrow.
I need to think clearly so I can make the right choices later.
Absolutely.
So I down it.
Okay, now we have the three Stupor brothers here. We got Happy, Rumpke, and Perry, all now on Stupor. And the second you have consumed this full dose, immediately all of those withdrawal symptoms just like melt away. The itch finally satisfied. You feel, you're still suffering from levels of exhaustion, but you feel just good, just mellowed out, just really, really good.
Oh, yeah. You're right, Happy. That was...
Yeah, it hit the spot.
Now we need to get back to the keep, get some rest, and, figure out how we're going to handle this. I think all we needed was just some clarity. It was getting fuzzy. I think we're good now.
I can see everything crystal clear. Exactly.
Yeah.
Happy, like, puts an arm around Perry. Hey, thanks, Perry. Look, I know we clash a lot of the time. I mean, I'm a city official. You're a disgusting, dirty criminal. But look, we found some common ground here. Water under the bridge, huh? That little stabbing? It's no big deal, right? Whoa, dudes, you both are hardcore, man. Look, you know where to find me if you need to just chill out with another dose anytime, man.
All right. Thanks a lot for all your help there, Perry. Come on, Happy. Let's get out of here before somebody sees us. We'll catch you around there, Perry.
So long, dudes. And just that little salute he likes to give, apparently. And he's wobbling off. And he makes it about 20 feet before he just collapses against the side of a house. And, like, is still.
I hope he doesn't bleed to death. We're going to need him again, I think, later. At least for information, if nothing else.
Oh, that's a really good point, Mr. Rumpke. Well, maybe we should take him back to the dwelling with us, no?
I don't think that's such a good idea. We don't need to talk to the others about what just happened. We're just going to have to tell them that we need some help weaning off of this. We got to find some kind. Maybe Opal can come up with some kind of thing. We're not sort of relying on this so much. We know it's not good for us, right? You know it's not good.
Yeah, no. Of course. Yes, I agree.
I'm not doing it again. You don't need to be doing it. I mean, you're still a cop.
Well, I mean, I think that is still up for debate, but I agree. Let's make a pact. You and me, Mr. Rumpke. We're in it together.
I'm watching out for you.
And I'll watch out for you.
Sorry about punching you earlier, but, things got a little out of hand. We're going to have to be prepared for that if it happens again.
Well, I mean, next time, I think I'll carry a sword rather than a dagger.
Maybe, I think Opal might be able to help us. Let's go with that. Let's head back to the house, try to get some rest.
All right, buddy, let's get out of here.
Yeah, maybe get you some clothes. You got puke all over you and a little bit of blood there from Perry.
Quite a bit of blood, huh? Actually.
Yeah. We'll work that out. Come on, pal.
And the two of you can just make it back to the keep. There's no longer kind of a three different stops you're making right on the way to wherever your destination may be. But at this time, you can go basically straight to the keep, right down that first parallel connector, and make it into the door. And both of you kind of collapsing as the full effects finally take a hold of the two of you, and you're both left just comatose, essentially. You feel yourself drifting into it's as if you're floating in a body of water, this weightless, sensory deprivated almost feeling, right? As if you were in a sensory deprivation tank. Just everything kind of just melts away for you. All of those concerns about the flashes and the visions and the fugue states that you've been doing, all of your troubles with the Masonry Guild, right now, none of that matters. It is just water off a duck's back. There's nothing to worry about right now.
Okay, I'll just be having a conversation with Happy, asking him all these questions. Hey, when you were a kid, did you play that or this game that somebody was telling me about with the ball where you knock these pins down on the alleyway? Did you ever do that thing? Just random stuff.
Yeah. And the two of you converse, and very quickly though, both of your vocalizations devolve into and no longer ceasing to form actual words, right?
Okay.
And lastly, the effect of the normal stupor while in that 8-hour period of high, you are inflicted with 5 levels of exhaustion, which means currently, Rumpke, you're at 9 levels of exhaustion. One shy away from dying.
Well, how about that for an episode? You want more? I'm sure you do. I'm just the guy to tell you where to find it. Just type in incorrigibleparty.com in your favorite interweb searcher thingy, and bam, there you go. What's that? You want even more stuff to know about the world? Well, you can do that at World Anvil. Just go over to worldanvil.com/w/center-Leland Steel. And there's all kinds of stuff there. All you gotta do is get a free account. I bet you were wondering about the great tunes that were filling your ear holes while you were listening. Well, that was tabletop audio and Sarastro music. Great stuff. You want to make us feel good? Then join our Discord. Talk about all kinds of stuff there. Sometimes even the podcast. You got some spare change there burning a hole in your pocket? Well, then join our Patreon at patreon.com/incorrigibleparty. Head over there and see what kind of perks you get. But most of all, tell your friends. Tell the mailman. Tell that guy you met at the gym last week. Tell him how you went into your app thingy and gave us a 5-star review. Then more people can find us and enjoy the show too. Okay, now that I'm done being a shill, there's only one more thing to say. And that's happy adventuring.
This has been a Sounds of Steel production.